Hi guys, Miss Layton here again, back to do some more reading. I am reading Fantastic Mr. Fox. I'm reading it on my iPad, like I'm in the future, because I don't have a copy of this at home. There are so many books you can read online. You can just Google them. If you're, especially really famous books like Fantastic Mr. Fox, I would imagine you can get most Roald Dahl books online if you just Google them. Top tip, if you've read all the books in your house. We're up to chapter 3. Ooh, the shooting. Not sure I like the sound of this chapter. I wonder what's going to happen. Get ready. Chapter 3, the shooting. Well, my darling, said Mr. Fox, what shall it be tonight? I think we'll have duck tonight, said Mrs. Fox. Bring us 2 fat ducks, if you please. One for you and I, and one for the children. Ducks it shall be, said Mr. Fox. Bunce is best. Now do be careful, said Mrs. Fox. My darling, said Mr. Fox, I can smell those goons a mile away. I can even smell one of them from the other. Boggis gives off a filthy stink of rotten chicken skins. Bunce reeks of goose livers, and as for Bean, the fumes of the apple cider hang around him like poisonous gases. Yes, but just don't get careless, said Mrs. Fox. You know they'll be waiting for you, all 3 of them. Don't you worry about me, said Mr. Fox. I'll see you later. But Mr. Fox would not have been quite so cocky had he known exactly where the 3 farmers were waiting at that very moment. They were just outside the entrance to the hole, each one crouching behind a tree with his gun loaded. And what is more, they had chosen their positions very carefully, making sure that the wind was not blowing from them towards the fox's hole. In fact, it was blowing in the opposite direction. There was no chance of them being smelled out. Mr. Fox crept up the dark tunnel to the mouth of the hole. He poked his long, handsome face out into the night air and sniffed once. He moved an inch or 2 forwards and stopped. He sniffed again. He was always especially careful when coming out of his hole. He inched forwards just a little bit more. The front half of his body was now out in the open. His black nose twitched from side to side, sniffing and sniffing for the scent of danger. He found none, and he was just about to go trotting forward into the wood when he heard, or he thought he heard, a tiny noise. A soft, rustling sound, as though someone had moved a foot ever so gently through a patch of dry leaves. Mr. Fox flattened his body against the ground and lay very still, his ears pricked. He waited a long time, but he heard nothing more. It must have been a field mouse, he told himself, or some other small animal. He crept out a little further, and then further still. He was almost right out in the open now. He took one last careful look around. The wood was murky and very still. Somewhere in the sky the moon was shining. Just then, his sharp night eyes caught a glint of something bright behind a tree not far away. It was a small silver speck of moonlight shining on a polished surface. Mr. Fox lay still watching it. What on earth was it? What on earth was it? Now, it was moving. It was coming up and up. Great heavens! It was the barrel of a gun! As quick as a whip, Mr. Fox jumped back into his hole, and at that same instant, the entire wood seemed to explode around him. Bang, 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 bang! The smoke from the 3 guns floated upward in the night air. Boggis and Bunce and Bean came out from behind their trees and walked towards the hole. Did we get him? Said Bean. One of them shone a flashlight on the hole, and there on the ground, in the circle of light, half in and half out of the hole, lay the poor, tattered, blood-stained remains of a fox's tail. Bean picked it up. "We've got the tail, but we missed the fox," he said, tossing the thing away. Oh no, look at fantastic Mr. Fox's tail. "Dang and blast," said Boggis. "We shot too late. We should have let fly the moment he poked his head out." "And he won't be poking it out again in a hurry," Bunce said. Bean pulled a flask from his pocket and took a swig of cider. Then he said, "It'll take 3 days at least before he gets hungry enough to come out again, and I'm not sitting around here waiting for that. Let's dig him out." "Ah," said Boggis, "now you're talking sense. We can dig him out in a couple of hours. We know he's in there." "I reckon there's a whole family of them down that hole," Bunce said. "Then we'll have the lot," said Bean. "Get the shovels." Chapter 4. It's called The Terrible Shovels. Oh my goodness, I thought Mr. Fox was for it then. Let's find out more tomorrow. See you later. Bye.